What is up, guys? It is me, Michael, aka Vanilla Bear, and this is part 2 of the Vulga section in my Ranger Hardcore playthrough with all collectibles. And this is starting off just from where we left on part 1, which is outside Duke's kind of living area, I suppose. And we're just going to head off northwest to this large building. Now, the majority of this video is just going to be picking up all of the collectibles, so we're going to get the rest of the collectibles apart from one, which is in the final part of Vulga, and that'll be in part 3. So we're going to do most of the collectibles, and then we're going to do the train cart mission, and that's all part 2. Now, there's a few guys in here, and also one collectible, but also there is some hostages that you can free, and they will give you a key that allows you to access the night vision goggles for later on. This bit's not too hard. Most of the area is very dark, especially at night time, so it's quite easy to sneak on through. But it's going to knock this guy out, and then you're going to 180, and we're going to head on to the rafters. Make sure you're taking out any light, looting anybody along the way. So sneak behind this guy. I'm just going to take him out. And then forward again, and then make sure you turn the light off as well. Just constantly paying attention to your little light meter thing, just to know if you're in the dark. This guy over here is eventually going to go and sit down on this chair. Okay, and then what you can do is stand up, or through here, is pop him in the head. It might be safer to stand up because I've had issues with the bullets in this game, like clipping onto parts of like metal or just not hitting the person. But after that's dispatched of him, we're just going to slowly make our way around. Now along here there's a guy sleeping, but there's also a dog, which you can see. It's very difficult to see, but there's a dog sleeping there. As hard as it is to kill them, because I love dogs, we just have to kill it, I'm afraid. So with the dog dead, now we just need to kill the guy that's sitting there. The issue is, he's surrounded by light, so we can't really sneak attack him. So your best bet is to just shoot him in the head. Now, like in the first video, this is a kind of section of the game where once you take out the majority of the enemies, the rest of them will actually just give up. Which is exactly what happens here. Now, there is a section here where I actually do get spotted, and I quickly kill the guy that spots me, and then the rest of the people I believe just give up. Now there is a guy at the opposite side of this wall. Just listen out for his footsteps, because if you do sneak out early, he will see you straight away. And once you stop moving, he'll just sit down, so pop out, shoot him in the head. You could probably sneak attack him, but it does make it risky about getting caught. Now, if you have people in the distance that keep moving, it's probably best just to ignore them. The amount of times I've had to shoot someone that is moving, my bullet just either misses or just straight up vanishes. Now, there is a guy directly above us. We did see him go up the stairs before. Now he catches me here from above. He actually looks over and sees me. Despite me being in the dark, he does see me. Because obviously, the enemies can't see you in the dark up until a certain distance. See, this is me being seen here. That's it. Just quickly to kill those two guys, and then the last guy gives up. Now, when you're seen, as long as you're hiding in the dark areas, the enemy know you're here, but they don't know exactly, so you're usually safe to kill. So yeah, we're gonna free the prisoner here and get the key for the night vision. Now there is a letter as well to the left of here. I do actually run straight past it because I've already got it. But if you turn left, it's actually on this desk right in front of me to the left, I believe. I believe it's there. There is definitely a letter or a diary inside this area, so just keep an eye on that. Then what I'm doing is I'm just going around looting any enemy I forgot to loot. Take apart any weapon. There's also an upgrade as well in this room with the dog here, the vest upgrade. This will allow you to carry more ammunition, which is very good to have. And then just making sure you're looting any of the mushrooms. The materials you get from mushrooms are good for polishing and cleaning your equipment, and also creating health packs. So make sure you take them, like every time you see them, just take them. So just leaving the way we came. Next we're gonna get another few collectibles. So looking at a map here. So just to the west of here, there's going to be an area that's surrounded by like cargo. How do you describe them? Like cargo storage units, and a bunch of the dog enemies loitering around. We're gonna have to sneak attack or try and shoot them from a distance, because the last thing you need is a group of dogs attacking you, because they're incredibly unforgiving in this difficulty. So you can actually see one off the distance to the left, just sitting on top of the containers. Yeah, just west. So there is a safe house outside that building, but yeah, we're just going to head west, slightly north as well. And this guy decides to try and approach me from side, so watch out for them. They do occasionally try and sneak up behind you. But yeah. So yeah, over there you can see them wandering around. You can see one sitting on top. So just make sure you take them out from a distance and using their silenced pistol. So as we get closer, there's one here on this little green building. He actually just jumps off before I shoot him. But the collectible is inside there. There's also materials in here as well, but make sure you put your gas mask on, because in here is kind of radiated / poisonous, so make sure you put that on, as well as a lighter. Yeah, so there's loads of materials, mushroom material, but the diary is just there on the desk next to the dead body. And there's also parts as well on the desk to my left. Now, I keep thinking there's another collectible in here, so I'm going to look around for no reason, but gas mask upgrade and materials. Okay, so next we're going to head east. So this is just next to the bridge, the northeast part of the map, and there's going to be the bridges there, and there's this little building here with a green door. So we're going to head in here. There's going to be 2 collectibles in here. There's going to be a diary right there. One of the muzzles you can get off the AK, and also to the right of the shelving unit is a postcard. Okay, so from here we're going to head slightly further east from here. Definitely recommend you do this at night time. So eventually you're going to come across this petrol station with bandits at it. During the day the bandits aren't here, and it's filled with other enemies, which makes it harder. So as long as at night time you can just sneak in. There's no bandits on the ground floor. And here is a diary. Yeah, I'll just show you exactly where this is on the map. Just there. Just down from the previous one, really. So next we're going to head back roughly towards the bridge area where Duke's hideout is. We're going to come across this underpass and a bunch of ruined cars and vans. There is a collectible, a diary in one of the cars. Now there's a lot of these kind of smaller enemies hovering around here, but a lot of them actually just ignore me. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm not sprinting, but they do tend to ignore me. And over here on the destroyed car, there's going to be a diary. Okay, so now we're directly south of Duke. You can just see him on there on the bridge. And there's a boat. Now, we need to travel quite far with this. You're going to travel all the way down here, just like south. And eventually, you're going to come across this ruined building here. So this is like the south part of the map, and then just east. Now, there's no enemies in here, despite there being a lot of noises. But it does get kind of spooky when you leave the area, because there's a lot of like ghosts and hallucinations. But they can't harm you, so it's okay. Now because it's kind of spooky, I am a little bit skeptical of what's going on here. I'm a little bit worried of an enemy, but all there is this guy here. Now the diary is on the left hand side. There's also a medic box here, and I'm convinced that this is the diary here, but it's not. It's actually the opposite side. It's over there. So in this collectible, now I will show you where this is, but this is at the southeast part of the map, where all the trains and stuff are. There's loads of parts, there's an upgrade for your wrist, and the diary is just going to be on the shelving unit just there. And I'll quickly show you the map where this is. There, just bottom right corner. This is where you get the teddy bear as well, for that mission. So heading further along the train track, you're going to head up here, kind of northeast, and you're going to see this guy being crucified and a bunch of enemies. So what you're going to do is just sprint past them. Last thing you want to do is waste ammo on them. So sprint past to the right. You're going to find this ramp here in the containers. You're going to climb up it. All the way along here. Now, for some reason I attract a demon or one of the flying enemies here, so they can hurt you. So, just because you dodged all the guys on the ground doesn't necessarily mean you're completely safe, so just be careful here. When you climb up, there'll be a diary by this guy, as well as a weapon you can detach. Now I get attacked here. So we're just going to do the exact same path in reverse. Ignore the enemies, but we're going to head left from the train. Now I'm sprinting past the enemies, but I'm also sprinting because I'm currently being chased by the demon. And I'm a little bit paranoid in case he picks me up and carries me away. So just heading left, we're going to head in towards the factory area where the next mission is. And just outside it on the left is going to be another kind of safe room. A building with a green door. So you're going to climb in here, and right in front of the door will be a postcard. As well as loads of, there's a medic bag and a locker I think as well you can look in here. So leaving here, we're going to head to the left through this gap in the wall. Showing you where I am, and turn right. And you're going to follow this path here, and this will eventually take you to a boat, like a small dock. Now we need this boat to get one more collectible. However, as soon as you climb in this boat, you more or less get attacked by the kind of shrimp enemies. You'll see them off in the distance. As soon as you set off, they'll jump into the water, So you can see one on the right there. There's also one right next to me apparently. Now you can see they're like the puddles or the ripples in the water, so you can kind of work out where they are. But the key thing is you need to kill these or they will just follow you and they can kill you very quickly. Now I think there's 4 of them in total. There's 2 down there. You can actually, it is possible to kill them from here. So after you've killed them all, you kind of just want to set off down the river to the left hand side. Now, if you see one on the side, don't hesitate to stop and kill it. Now if you keep heading down here, you're going to come across this island here. This like single island with 2 horrible enemies on it. One is kind of like almost looting or killing a body, and there's one that's completely asleep, but the diary is pretty much right next to the body. So you're going to have to try and dodge the enemies. The other one's to my right there. That gets up in a second. Because these enemies are very difficult to kill. And the diary is kind of here next to the puddle. You can just see it. I try to pick it up and then the guy just hits me. But eventually, for some reason, the enemies just turn around and leave me alone. Once that happens, just pick up the diary. So I got a little bit lucky, but... Okay, so now we're going to head on to the actual main mission. So this is inside the factory building, which you have to get in via the boat. This mission is not too hard, because you can actually just run past most of the enemies. But there's loads of the mushrooms you can pick up and a lot of materials as well. And we're also going to get the night vision goggles. But the key for the night vision goggles, it's so much more important than just the night vision goggles, which I'll explain in a second. So to loot the mushrooms, then you're gonna sprint to the opposite side from here because you'll get ambushed from either side. So you're gonna run up the stairs to the right, and then we're gonna open the door. And to open this door, this is the key that you get from rescuing the hostages earlier on. Night vision goggles will just be on the right hand side on the desk. And the reason this room is important is because all the enemies will follow you to the door and they'll actually just stand outside the door waiting for you. But what you can actually do is you can actually kill them from inside this room. So you jump on top of this kind of computer monitor here. You can actually look at the fence and see them all waiting for you. And you can actually kill them all from here. They don't all die in one shot, and there is a few issues with the bullets connecting with the fence, but it's definitely safer than trying to take them on head on head. So once you've killed them all, you can now leave. And then just continue on. Going along here, we're just going to pull the switch. But there's a lot of situations in here where you have to crawl under cars or crawl through tunnels and the enemies can't follow you. So sometimes it is easier just to run past all the enemies, conserve your ammo, and get to that area where you have to crawl and it just despawns all the enemies. So you're on here, I'm going to pick up this knife and take apart this weapon, just completely ignore the enemy. Head upstairs. And just run along. Because, I mean, after a certain distance as well, the enemies will stop following you. This bit here is scripted when you fall off. So ignoring that enemy, we've saved some ammunition. We no longer have to heal if they hit us. And they drop 0 loot. Which is another reason why I run past most of the enemies here. It's just a waste of materials. So in here you put your gas mask on. There's loads of materials on the left hand side here, as well as a mushroom. Okay, so now we're just going to head kind of upwards. This bit can be a bit confusing because you have to end up on top of the silos and there's several stairs that go down, which just turns into a big giant circle, and you're running from enemies, so come in here and take the ladders. I know the enemies are going to be at the top. Now, I ignore every enemy in here as well. So you can ignore that staircase, and what we need to do is we need to jump across to the opposite silo. Just along here. Same with these enemies, you ignore them. We're just going to go left along to this one. And the staircase is on the right hand side, next to those enemies. So come down here, quickly loot. Just trying to separate these enemies before I jump over and then down the stairs. And once you get down here, you're going to crawl underneath this train, and that's that section done. The enemies won't follow you. Plus there's also a checkpoint just as you get through here. So this area is a couple of mushrooms, a couple of boxes and humans you can loot as well. And we're going to head left. Now, there are some enemies down here that might spawn. I get lucky for some reason and they don't spawn, but I think as soon as you touch the water, they will spawn on either side. I jump across here and I think it causes them not to spawn. And up the ladder. Now up here there's going to be a few enemies, but as soon as you move forward towards them, the giant fish will kill them. It will kind of come up, break the fall here, and they'll die. So just ignore them. Ignore these enemies, turn right, then left and down the stairs. Head right, right again. Up these stairs, then up to the opposite side, just ignoring everyone. At the opposite side we're just going to jump down straight forward. There are a few more enemies spawning down here, but you can just run past them. Then we're going to crawl through this pipe here, which will despawn them. And that's essentially this whole area done, with no ammunition spent. So yeah, easy peasy. Now, in the room to the left here, you get a trophy for killing the fish here. So what you're going to do is, there's also a diary though, there's a diary on the left, just next to this body. I'm going to pick that up. And what you do is you pull one of these ropes, drops a dead body, and then the fish is going to come and eat it. And as it eats it, you're going to pull this lever here. I don't know if you have to do this, or if this is optional. But you do get a trophy for it if you haven't done it yet. And then when you try to leave, the fish will jump out and try and kill you. Okay, so now we're gonna, a little thing you can open here, and then we're just gonna get the train cart. And what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna drive it straight back to the safe house along the train track, which is about halfway along the train track on the left hand side. The next main mission, or I suppose it's still technically the same main mission, is when we have to collect the actual train, and then train cart, and then take that back to the train. However, we're going to do that in part 3, which will be that mission, the final collectible, and then the final mission for Vulga. So this is the safe house here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and we're just going to sleep until night time. The next section is definitely easier at night time, so I'd recommend. But that's it for part 2, and I'll see you guys in part 3. Thanks for watching, and you take care now.